Hello, Harston, agus fáilteadh go Speak Gaelic. Welcome to Speak Gaelic. I hope you've had the chance to practice some of your favourite Gaelic phrases since we last met. Hamindachas, I hope. In the previous episode, we looked at Ep8, work. Ep8. And this time, our focus is going to be on what we enjoy doing when we're not working. Nuair na chéil sinne gopad. When we're not working. Nuair na chéil sinne gopad. I enjoy singing and dancing, and if I can combine them, ha mi chosoneri broig. I'm as happy as Larry. Ha mi chosoneri broig. This is another one of those Gaelic phrases that gets a bit lost in translation. Literally, it means as happy as a shoe. Chosoneri broig. And I'm sure we'll be just as happy for the next half hour. Let's see what's ahead of us. How do you discuss what you do in your free time?
Still in Balcoche.
Calum Maclean takes a trip to the theatre. Talk about holidays.
Bí mé sréip agus a cóiseach geann in Catalonia.
And we'll meet learner Kit Rodman-Orr and find out why they took an interest in the language. But first, it's time to speak Gaelic. A bhfuil sibh déisial? Are you ready? Nach tá sig sin. The Gaelic for hobbies is ceumannan. Ceumannan. To ask someone what their hobbies are, you could say, Jane na ceumannan a hacket. What are your hobbies? Jane na ceumannan a hacket. And to answer, you can use is tullum. I like. Is tullum. For example, if you like reading, is tullum lévúch. I like reading. Is tullum lévúch. Or is tullum cócairach. I like cooking. Is tullum cócairach. When talking about something you like doing, you'll also hear is tullum a bhí. I like to. Is tullum a bhí. Followed by what it is you like doing. Is tullum a bhí a lévúch. I like to read. Is tullum a bhí a lévúch. Or another example, is tullum a bhí a cócairach. I like to cook. Is tullum a bhí a cócairach. To ask if someone likes something in particular, it's an toirt. Do you like? Followed by whatever it is. An toirt. An toirt lévúch. Do you like reading? An toirt lévúch. Or, do you like cooking? An toirt cócairach. Do you like cooking? An toirt cócairach. And to answer, if you do, it's still. I do. Still. And if you don't, chatal. I don't. Chatal. Let's listen to this conversation and see whether you can work out what it is that people like and dislike, and in particular, listen out for is tullum and is tullum a bhí.
Hello, Vali Sebastian. Cumbernauld Shivanju.
Hi, Comar, tapalev.
Hawa mahan. Hi, Bria. And Tala Tleva Gavadi.
Chatal, is Calum Gàidhlig agus is Calum Cócairach.
Stillam Jorichan. Stillam Lebe.
Calum bhí quite the television.
The Kushaka the Naka Devastan.
Still in Balcoche. Be me cleich kitchery mo charchin.
And Bukuya Hulawa.
Bí sin na cloiche thuá an sin scáil. Stellam ge me cin computer. Bí mi hín agus mama cloich cála.
Ha bhí sin go cloich gemich in computer trích.
Ha guitaric mam.
Channeal mi mad cloich.
An talaíh ceol.
Is Tallam Ceol. Be me a she?
Did you recognise any of the phrases there? We heard Elsie asking Marshthing, a bhfuil cur seachad an agat? Do you have hobbies? A bhfuil cur seachad an agat? He replied, is Calum balcóise? I like football. Is Calum balcóise? And he went on to tell her, Bí mi a chleasaiche cúiche mo charachin. I play with my friends. Bí mi a chleasaiche cúiche mo charachin. We also heard Elsie asking Maddie if she liked reading. An taigh-cluiche. Do you like reading? An taigh-cluiche. And Maddie replied, Chatal. I don't. Chatal. But she went on to say, is Calum ceumannan? I enjoy cooking. Is Calum ceumannan? Let's listen to that conversation again.
taigh-cluiche gavadi.
Chatal, is Gàidhlig agus is ceumannan.
Joirichen. Leibig.
Bhí quite the television.
The cur seachad an agat the varstein.
Stillam balcóise. Bí mi a chleasaiche cúiche mo charachin.
And bhruidhinn hulawa.
Bí sin na cleasaiche hulawa ont in Scoil.
Nisha ha mi cho sonne rí broig. I'm as happy as Larry ha mi cho sonne rí broig because this is possibly my favourite part of the programme where we get to be a bit nosy and learn about some of the other people like us who are also learning Gaelic. I've been joined by Kit Rodman-Orr, but before we start chatting about their learning journey, let's find out a bit more about them.
Hello, it's Misha Kit Rodman-Orr. I'm Kit Rodman-Orr. I'm originally from Dumfries in Galloway, ach inis ha mi a fiddlechan in Comar and Allt. Agus show fudge. Again. I've always had an interest in Gaelic. I lived in Wales for a while and was impressed by the attitude to bilingualism, and that's what encouraged me to learn Gaelic when I came back to Scotland. Hamoven a ginsach Gaelic kidjach. A velo giri cupati a grai. Okay. That helps with practicing our Gaelic at home. Sure good. That's it. Since learning Gaelic, I've met more and more people that speak the language, and it's been really inspiring. I'm trying to incorporate Gaelic into as many aspects of my life as I can. Ha Ep8 car annasach achan. Hugin gan circus. I'm a teacher in a circus school. I've been doing this for about 6 years and I love it. I was involved in youth circus as a child and then I studied physical theatre and circus arts. I'm really lucky that my work also happens to be my hobby, and I've been including a bit of Gaelic in my performance. Aber spars.
Fáil teorsc go speak Gaelic, Kit. Cimid a how?
Ha mi ceisciile ar tapalat.
Gleva, smá daikin. It is lovely to see you. And can you tell us a wee bit about how the bilingualism approach in Wales encouraged you to learn Gaelic?
Yeah, well, I was living in Wales when my daughter was a baby, and I grew up in Scotland, and I did know people. I had friends who spoke Gaelic or had it as a first language, but it never really occurred to me to learn it until I moved to Wales, and there was so much positivity. Everyone was like, you know, why don't you learn this language? You know, it's so good for children to speak 2 languages, to be bilingual. And it just got me thinking, how come this is not the same in Scotland? Like, why don't I speak Gaelic? And I thought this would be something I'd really like to get involved in. I'd really like my daughter to kind of have this part of her cultural heritage.
Oh, wonderful. And how long have you been learning Gaelic for?
So from the very start, probably about 4 years, we moved back to Scotland 4 years ago. And I think that was a few months after that I literally went online and thought, how do I go about doing this? How do I start? So yeah, about 4 years, but more intensively for the past year doing the Bilingual, the intensive course.
Oh, wonderful. And you've said that you want to incorporate Gaelic into as much of your life as possible. How is that going?
Yeah, quite well. So I would say that there's definitely Gaelic in our life every day. And that can come in different ways. So it might be having a chat with a pal at a cafe, might be doing a conversation class, might be having a catch up with pals from uni, it might be watching TV or listening to the radio or reading. But I really like reading, so a lot of reading through Gaelic.
Oh, it's such a great way to learn vocabulary and grammar. It
really is. Just even today, I was just reading and like going, oh, I didn't realise that, or oh, I didn't know that. So yeah, I think that's really helpful as well.
Definitely. And where do you want to go next with your learning?
I want to keep speaking. I really love speaking Gaelic. I love having the opportunity to do it, the opportunity to speak to as many people as possible. So I really want to incorporate it into really as many aspects of my life, which means the work that I'm doing, as well as my personal life. It had a big impact on me, actually, when I first came to be the Learner of the Week for the BBC and coming into a working environment where the language is being used as a living language on a daily basis. And I was like, oh, I want to be in a place like this. This is so exciting.
Yeah, it makes it feel real, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And it was a bit of a culture shock after coming out of an immersive course where you don't speak any English and be like, oh, actually, no, people do still speak English in the real world. Finding more and more ways to just have it in your daily life and to experience it as a living language as well, I think is really important. I've been writing a little bit of poetry, I read books. It's lovely going back to being able to teach workshops. We've been teaching some circus workshops outdoors. Yay, finally. And it's really interesting. I think in almost every place that I've been teaching in Edinburgh and in Glasgow, I have, by coincidence, have had at least one or two children, and in one case, a whole class of children who go through GME. So that's been really lovely to be able to teach unexpectedly through the medium has been really lovely.
Oh, that's so special.
That was really nice.
And finally, tell us, what is your favourite Gaelic word or phrase?
I think it's very unfair to have to make me choose because
just one.
There's so many, but the one I chose is annasach, which is the breath of the Gael on the top, where you can the Gael can have a wee rest at the top, which I really like.
Yeah, that's a beautiful one. Well, Kit Rodman-Orr, thank you so much for coming to talk to us. I just hope that you continue to speak Gaelic in as many parts of your life as you can. Now, I really enjoy going to the theatre. When I have time off. But I didn't think that there was any chance of meeting Calum Maclean, Calum Maclean there. I've always thought of Calum as an outdoor type. However, I think he's going to surprise us today. So let's find out where he is and if he's hosanna ribroig.
I always think we should look beyond the obvious, small things. You've heard of the 3 R's. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Well, today I've come to a taigh-cluiche, a theatre, taigh-cluiche, to find the 4th R. Reimagine. Oh, excuse me. Hello? Why, yes, I'll be right in. Solace, light. Fuaim, sound. Phallus, shadow. This is Sharmanka Kinetic Theatre, founded by sculptor-mechanic Eduard Bersudsky and theatre director Tatiana Yakovskaya in Russia back in 1989, but has been based in Glasgow since 1996. It's a unique collection of works called kinemats, moving sculptures driven by electrical motors and sophisticated mechanical devices. That's mechanicoch in Gaelic, mechanicoch. Made from old furniture, scrap metal and carved figures. Even when not in motion, these fantastical, intricate designs are works of art. But When the ceol, music, ceol starts, you enter a whole other world. But how does it work? Is it magic? Sergei Yakovsky will tell me all about what's going on.
To be honest, they look much more complex than they really are. The mechanics behind them and the electrics behind them are actually quite straightforward because of the complexity and amount of detail that Edward puts in his artwork. Gives it a fantastic illusion. I think that's what fascinates people quite often. They can't work out exactly how things move, and this is not something we can reveal.
This exhibition features a björst, a loom, björst, that was acquired from a Harris Tweed producer who was finished with it. So the björst has a new life here. From a loom shed in the Western Isles to Sharmanka in Glasgow. I love a happy ending. And what is the art telling us? What are the people saying?
Well, we have our own interpretation of it, but we try not to impose that onto our audiences. We very much encourage people to interpret it in their own way, find their own stories, associations with their own life, which is why I think there is such a big mass appeal across different age groups and people for different walks of life. For us, it's about human condition, a relentless circle of life, and all of these complexities of stuff we can't describe in words.
Wow, I feel inspired by this taigh-cluiche, by the dark, mysterious world created by the solace, fuam, phallus. I can almost see myself as one of the little neach-ionnsachaidh, people moving to the rhythm of the ceol. Magic.
Taigh bhruidhinn. Thank you, Calum. I definitely think he's been enthused. And thanks to his efforts, we know that solace is light, fuam is sound, and phallus is shadow. Phallus. And Calum will be back with us in our next episode, but if you want to catch up with him and his exploits at any time, make sure you follow us on all of the usual social media platforms. Nisha, a bhilsibh tíseal. It's time to speak some more Gaelic. Something many of us enjoy doing is going on holiday. Waigh-in-sura. Holidays. Waigh-in-sura. Or idulf waigh-in-sura. Going on holiday. Idulf waigh-in-sura. Idulf in Gaelic means going. Idulf. Is Calum idulf waigh-in-sura? I like going on holiday. Is Calum idulf waigh-in-sura? To ask where someone is going or plans to go on holiday, we use the phrase catch and be. Where will you be? Catch and be. We've heard catch quite a few times in previous episodes and we'll use it again here. Catch and be idulf waigh-in-sura. Where will you be going or where do you go on holiday? Catch and be idulf waigh-in-sura. And to answer, be me idulf. I will be going or I go. Be me idulf. For example, be me idulf Gàidhlig. I will be going to Italy. Be me idulf Gàidhlig. Or if you're staying closer to home, be me idulf Coinnichidh. I'll be going to Harris. Be me idulf Coinnichidh. Now, to ask about a past holiday, we use catch and deach. Catch and deachu. Where did you go? Catch and deachu. And to answer, it's chaigh me. I went. Chaigh me. For example, chaigh me Gàidhlig. I went to Italy. Chaigh me Gàidhlig. Or closer to home again, chaigh me Coinnichidh. I went to Harris. Chaigh me Coinnichidh. Let's listen to this next conversation where people are talking about their holidays and see if you can work out where they've been or where they're going.
An Spáin. Still mi bhí dul an Spáin ar lainn suúda.
Catchin bí a dul.
Bhí mi dul go Asturias agus Catalonia. Still srip agus ceumannacht. Until it lainn suúda alas.
Still, bí mi a dul den station Coinnichidh. Bí mi a dul go féisciúil an Boston.
Ga mi gan station Coinnichidh to this. Still am in Rhine-Orpa.
Catchin jachu eins in Rhine-Orpa a héimiis.
Ga mi gan Rang agus gan Elevish. Agus ga mi gan Spáin in Udi.
Wow.
Am bí a fall over line suúd an bliana andre.
Bí mi a srip agus a ceumannacht gawn in Catalonia.
Am bí suúd all line suúd an bliana a getriana.
Bí mi a dul a galapa. Bí mi a dul gan na herag.
Nach bí an tíide fúr an adalba.
Bí is stel na beantin ons na herag.
Still emsin na beamtan out in Spáin.
Still am na trein ons in Spáin.
Stelumse na trein ons na herag. Hi min cheers and romin am fallach.
Did you recognise some of the phrases we heard there? Alice asked Aundra, Catchin bí a dul. Where do you go? Catchin bí a dul. And he told her, Bí mi a dul go Asturias agus Catalonia. I go to Asturias and Catalonia. Bí mi a dul go Asturias agus Catalonia. And then he went on to explain, Stillim streep agus ceumannacht. I like climbing and walking. Stillim streep agus ceumannacht. We also heard Katrina ask Seamus, Catchin jachu. Where did you go? Catchin jachu. Seamus replied, Chaich mi gan Rang agus Gàidhlig. I went to France and to Switzerland. Chaich mi gan Rang agus Gàidhlig. Later on, Alice asked Katrina, and be usa a dul laich in Suda? Will you be going on holiday? And be usa a dul laich in Suda? And Katrina replied, Bí mi a dul I Galwapa. Yes, I will be going to Scotland. Bí mi a dul I Galwapa. One phrase we heard quite a lot there was Istalum. I like. Istalum. And that's no surprise, as we all like going on holiday. Now, let's listen to some of these phrases again, and remember, you can watch all of our conversations, supported by bilingual transcriptions, on our website.
Still mi bhí dul an Spáin ar lainn suúda.
Catchin bí a dul.
Bhí mi dul go Asturias agus Catalonia. Still srip agus ceumannacht. Until it lainn suúda alas.
Still, bí mi a dul den station Coinnichidh. Bí mi a dul go féisciúil an Boston.
Ga mi gan station Coinnichidh to this. Still am in Rhine-Orpa.
Catchin jachu eins in Rhine-Orpa a héimiis.
Ga mi gan Rang agus gan Elevish. Agus ga mi gan Spáin in Udi.
Wow.
Am bí suúd all line suúd an bliana a getriana.
Bí mi a dul a galapa. Bí mi a dul gan na herag.
To talk about liking something, we use istalum. I like. Chatalum. I don't like. In Gaelic, we don't hear me for I like, u for you like, e or e for he or she likes. We have lom for with me and lecht for with you. What we're actually saying is, it's a pleasure with me.
is Calum MacIlleathain. I like reading. With him is leash, and with her is Leah. So, is Taile MacIlleathain. She likes reading. Is Tailish MacIlleathain. He likes reading.
And if you're learning with us, why not get in touch via social media and tell us Jes talet me vi neach-ionnsachaidh Gaelic. What do you enjoy about learning Gaelic? You'll find us on all of the usual platforms and we'd love to hear from you. Now, before I go, let's have a quick look at what we've covered in this episode. neach-ionnsachaidh. What are your hobbies? neach-ionnsachaidh. To ask if someone likes something in particular, it's an toirt. Do you like? An toirt. To answer if you do, is talum. I like. Is talum. And if you don't, talum. I don't like. Talum. To ask where someone is going, bilingual. Where will you be going? Or where do you go? bilingual. And to reply, bilingual. I go to or I will be going to. bilingual. To ask where somebody has been, neach-ionnsachaidh. Where did you go? neach-ionnsachaidh. And to respond, chaidh me. I went. Chaidh me. Well, hahi chacamsa falla finish. It's time for me to go now. Remember, you'll find lots of supporting materials on our website. You can watch all of the programmes in this series on BBC iPlayer and download our podcasts from BBC Sounds. There's plenty there to keep you going until the next episode. Until then, Martian Live and Drasta.